And welcome back to What If Naruto Got the Curse Mark Instead of Sasuke, Part 8. Last time we had the invasion of Pain, which did not go in Pain's favor at all. And we had Sasuke currently under the assumed employment of the Akatsuki. Sasuke is still trying to find his way out. But we ended with a meeting of an old friend. Orochimaru, having, rejoined the Akatsuki as it is, approached Sasuke as he and Team Heavy Hawk, I guess Taka in this case, him and Team Hawk were wrestling, and just as it was just, it's good to see you again, Sasuke. You. So, how have you been, my dear boy? We have so much catching up to do. Wait a minute. What? Oh, I was looking at my battery problem. I'm like, I know I'm plugged in. What's going on? There it is. We have so much to talk about. I have nothing to say to you. Oh, come now, Sasuke. You have nothing to worry about from me. I can't take another body for at least 3 years. It's not like I pose a threat to you at the moment. To which Sasuke does just flare his Mangekyo shard and goes like, that part's true. I see you've gotten those wonderful eyes that Itachi had as well. To think what I could do with such gifts. But alas, that's not to be. And in his head, he's like, at least not right now. Sasuke just looks at him and just says, yep. Yeah, he's like, that's true. Yes, that's true. You're never going to get these eyes. And even if you try to make any attempt for it, you know exactly what will happen. It's almost like, and for some reason, Orochimaru can almost see like the black flames of Amaterasu in his eyes briefly. And he actually has a little bit of moment like, that's not good. So he does, he smiles like, of course not, Sasuke. We're on the same side after all. 2 loyal members of the Akatsuki, right? Orochimaru is not so stupid. He can tell Sasuke is planning to somehow betray Obito, and he just looks at him and stares off and just looks at him. Sorry, he looks at him and he just goes, "That's right, 2 loyal members of the Akatsuki, nothing else." And of course. You remember Kabuto, don't you? It's good to see you again, Sasuke. And Sasuke just stands up and says, yeah, I don't really have time for this. Sasuke, where are you going? Karin's, it's like, oh, wait, I'll come join you. It's like, whatever. And so, Lord Orochimaru, do you think you'll be able to acquire your true prize? It won't be as easy as expected. He's grown quite powerful indeed. I might not even be able to handle him now. But that's the beauty of patience. It is always rewarded to those who have it. And so Sasuke just kind of F's off. Now this leads us into the Kage Summit. Unfortunately, the Kage Summit does, well, in terms of who's attending, goes roughly the same. So Danzo is the temp Kage at the moment. He goes off. The summit is probably going to be about Sasuke, but would Naruto go to try to persuade the Raikage, B, try to stop things from happening in general? Well, I mean, he wouldn't try, but he's trying to persuade Raikage. That's why he went out. So Naruto knows that Sasuke is probably not doing this of his own volition, but he just can't be sure. So actually, yeah, I think he would, because he'd be more inclined to try to persuade the Raikage, because he knows Sasuke almost certainly isn't doing this of his own free will. He's being forced to do this for some reason, some way. And so he goes off with Yamato and Kakashi, and he confronts the Raikage. And while he does plea with him, it's a different plea. I can't remember the exact line of dialogue he had in the original. He was trying to spare Sasuke and all that. But here it's more he's trying to explain to Raikage that, no, look, I know what it seems like. But Sasuke is loyal to the Leaf. He wouldn't be doing what he's doing unless it's a good reason. and your brother is still he didn't catch your brother as far as we know. I didn't as far as well, I know that there's no proof that he can get on that, unfortunately, because Killer Bee would faked his own kidnapping. But Sasuke is doing whatever he's doing for a reason. He's most likely playing the enemy to give us a chance of bringing him down. It's like to which the Raikage would at least consider this, but he does, like what I said with the Killer Bee thing. He's like, do you have any evidence that he's doing this, boy? It's like, I have faith in him. I have faith, and I believe in him. He's my friend, and I trust him on anything. And to which the Raikage stares at him. And unfortunately, just like in the original, it doesn't work. The Raikage is one of the only individuals immune to the Dark no Jutsu. It's like, faith is a good thing to have, boy, but you can't lead a village on it. You can't protect your people on it solely. But I think he'll at least do. I think what he'll do is at least take Naruto's consideration, what he said, into consideration. He'll bring it up at the meeting that he met with the boy, and that they were having a conversation. So they had that conversation. So there's that. And so Naruto is, and Kakashi and Obito and Yamato are basically where they are in the village. And obviously, we still get Sakura and Team 8, weirdly enough, going to meet up with them and either try to bring him back or stop. It was Sakura. I don't know if they're going to do it for the same reasons as they did in the original, because it was really just trying to get Naruto to stop. Stop chasing Sasuke so he didn't get killed. Here, maybe they don't go at all, now that I say it out loud. In fact, I think it actually, I think it's very possible they don't go at all. Because they believe Naruto when he says, because Sasuke's been living in the village there for years, so they all know Sasuke now pretty well, and they know that this isn't his MO. Meanwhile, you get pretty much the same stuff going on in the Kage Summit, minus the fact that Sasuke doesn't have a reason to be attacking the summit. The only reason he'd be attacking the summit is to play the part, and even then, he doesn't really have a reason. Like, he wants to test Asano out, because he pretty much knows he has it. That said, he'd be more, because of just his relationship with Orochimaru, he'd be much more inclined to do it against the snake. So really, the Kage Summit actually goes without a hitch. And unfortunately, Danzo still gets found out because of that damn eye he has. Byakugan that Io? What was that his name? Io? It was Ao, I think. Has. So he gets caught, goes on a run, and really, the majority of that scenario goes about the same, except that Sasuke isn't there. While Sasuke still has learned at least a little bit about the Uchiha Massacre. And someone brought up that they didn't think the third knew about it, or that Obito didn't tell him that the third was involved. I feel like Obito knew the third was involved, and I feel like he'd still probably tell him the overall story, regardless. Because this Sasuke isn't as revenge-based or hell-bent, didn't lead the village or anything. So he's got to persuade him with something more. So this leaves us a big question, actually. Is Danzo going to get out of this alive? Well, first off, we know that his two henchmen are taken out by Obito. Obito does lose an arm, but could Obito beat Danzo? Because Danzo still has a lot of abilities under his belt. Well, in this case, I don't think he needs to beat Danzo. Danzo, because he does have another ace in the hole, as he is, he's trying to take on Obito. All of a sudden, he gets a blade through his chest again. Technically, again, he has what is this? You, Orochimaru. It's good to see you again, Danzo. How have you been? I see you've been you took my experimentation to heart. The first cells and multiple Sharingan. Oh, you lucky dog, you. It's like, I see. So the rumors are true. You did join the Akatsuki. More like re-upped my membership. I was originally a member of the Beguine after all. I've just decided to fight on the winning side, as always. Well, you may not find it that easy. And he just fades away. Ah, so the rumors are true. The fabled Aiznagi at work. And then now it is a wind style vacuum bullet. And he's firing attacks at Orochimaru. Just let's see what you can do, old man. And so Orochimaru is now fighting on Obito's behalf. Because this is his more or less his loyalty test. Obito basically had him come just to be safe. And B, look, Danzo has had a lot of experimentation done on him. And Orochimaru will be like, oh, I want to know all about this. I helped a little bit with it, but I haven't seen it all come to fruition. I must study you. Research. Indeed, intriguing. To do a little Mayuri there. So Orochimaru is clashing again with the sword, but he puts wind into his kunai, and they clash as well. He fires up wood, blast of the wood with against Orochimaru. Orochimaru gets skewered a little bit, but is able to walk it off. Firing snakes, firing wood. Maybe firing some water as well because he's got earth and water thanks to the wood release. They clash for a little while, but ultimately Danzo would start to tire out because he is much older than Orochimaru, and Orochimaru has tricky. He still can put genjutsu on stuff. So even though he can't do a Sharingan-based genjutsu, I could see him doing a jutsu to disguise the genjutsu that he does, and he still is able to trick Danzo into thinking he has one more eye left. Only for, it's like, ugh! It's like, what's the matter? Your old eyes playing tricks on you, Danzo. What? A genjutsu? How did I not? You were so busy focusing on the first jutsu, you didn't see the genjutsu I placed. But it's fine. It's fine. One day it's all coming to an end. You'll serve a glorious purpose in letting me know how you were able to figure out what you did, how you were able to master all of these at once. And so it's like, ugh. And the beauty of it all is I still get a Sharingan, Shinsui Sharingan, if I'm not mistaken. A glorious ability it has, doesn't it? I can't wait to have it. And Obito comes in, just like, well, you've been quite the nuisance, Danzo. But that ends here now. What did you do with Sai, the boy I sent? Say, oh yes, he proved quite useful for my Edo Tensei practice. Yeah, see, Sai honestly is just gonna be gone in this. I honestly don't see him. I mean, he had a unique technique and ability. Honestly, I could have seen him just taking Sai's body. Honestly, that could have actually been, because Sai had a unique jutsu ability. So, and it's something that, even though it could probably be taught, it could be taught. It's something that he just inherently knew. So he probably would just take Sai's body. I could see that happening very well. Like, yeah, you have such so actually, yeah, that's right. You're wondering what happened to your little, to your little cohort, aren't you? And he just pulls out, he just summons some ink off the tip of his finger and just draws a sword. Don't worry, he's with you. He's with us all. In spirit, you took his body, you bastard. I must admit, the ink is quite a versatile technique indeed. But enough pleasantries. And he just takes his own blade again, and then takes the ink blades. He's about to just crisscross and cut him basically in four. It's like, it's time to end this. You're right, it is. And then all of a sudden, it's like, and a seal. And to which Obito even is like, Orochimaru, move! And they just have to climb out. And Orochimaru just like gets like one of his limbs, like, and to which he climbs out his mouth. That old warhawk. Still that trick's to the end. And he crushed Shisui's eyes. There's no use for it now. Still, have I proven my merit then? You're all well and good, Orochimaru, for now, but I will be keeping my eye on you. And I would assume nothing less of you. third Mizukage. And it's like, it's like because Orochimaru knows things. He drinks and he knows things. So after the fact, though, because Sasuke is not there, what's going on? Well, Kasame and I think Deidara actually go as a pair to go and get Killer B. Now, Deidara really is only able to offer support. Killer B is Killer B. Killer B, obviously, he's dealing with Kasame most of the time in this fight. And it goes about as well as you think, but with the added air support and the fire support or explosive support of Deidara. So, the bombs are landing, bombs are landing, but unfortunately, Deidara's actually at a much bigger disadvantage because of the lightning chakra that, I think words here, that Killer B can just run through his body. So honestly, any one of Deidara's techniques are just completely no good here. But Kasame's able to kind of, keep him, put him in his place up until the Raikage shows up, and Lariat and him and Killer B, Lariat, Kasame's and Deidara's like, I gotta get out of here. And unfortunately, he sees this black lightning bolt come down, and because we know Darui's his right hand, was this his right hand or his left hand? No, he's his right hand. His right hand man, literally. Did you really think you were going somewhere? And then the lightning comes, strikes the bird. Deidara tries to summon another bird. Storm release. What is the name of the technique that they use? We only ever see one technique in storm release. Storm release. Laser circus. That's it. I always loved storm release, but that was a cool like bloodline trait. I believe that's lightning and water together, which basically, if I'm not mistaken, it's lightning and water. Storm release is the combination of lightning and water, which basically makes lasers. You'd think that'd be more like a plasma release, but it's a Kick Genkai combination of lightning and water used by Subsunomi. The storm does not manipulate actual storms, it instead manipulates speeds of electricity which flow like water. Basically, it's a laser shot. There are quite a few techniques, but some of them are mostly just shown in the novels or in the movie novel. Like Storm Release, Demon Dragon. Ooh, that sounds like a fun. Thundercloud, Inner Wave. Then there's obviously the Laser Circus. Light Fang is technically a laser release. I'll have to look up what those other techniques are. Those are cool. But yeah, he just comes and shoots again. And this time he hits Deidara. And hits him right through the hands, I could say, because he can basically guide the attacks. Your most dangerous techniques are your hands, right, Deidara? So if you're left without them, then you're never going to be able to use your attacks, are you? Damn you! And then just knocks him out. With Kisame killed and Deidara detained, Katsuki looking so hot right now. But still, Obito went there, declared war, and so you have the you got the Raikage, as the leader of the Allied Ninja Forces. And you have Tsunade waking up, and then they're going to send, and ultimately they're going to send Naruto back. Now, here's the thing. I think Obito offers the surgery to Sasuke. Sasuke is still trying to figure out his way out of this, because, again, with Zetsu around and all that, he's got to play it careful. And he's got to be, he can't, because even though he technically is the strongest guy there, Obito and Zetsu are still very tricky. He doesn't know all their abilities. He doesn't know even what Obito's ability is, except for some sort of phasing. And it's the role Orochimaru's there as well as Kabuto, so he's got to be careful. So ultimately, he does agree to the surgery of being given Itachi's eyes, because he's still playing up the whole revenge aspect. Even though he didn't go out and attack the Kage Summit in this version, he's still playing up the idea that he wants revenge. And so he does agree to the surgery, and he's out for the first half of the invasion. Meanwhile, so the invasion will start. Everyone who's interacting with everyone will get their get their fights, with the exception that the Sai fight. Um, the Sai fight does not happen because Sai is actually probably resurrected as an Edo Tensei. So he's actually going to be a bit trickier to deal with because it's now him and his brother. Maybe there is a scenario though where maybe they are able to come to their terms together as, brothers. Because one of the only other ways to release an Edo Tensei besides the user releasing it and sealing them away is for the actual Edo Tensei, person to come to grips with their issues that they had before they died. And then basically their soul is kind of released and goes to heaven. So I can actually see a scenario where the two brothers are fighting, but they ultimately are talking and they come to their respective realizations and they kind of just release themselves. So while the majority of the normal stuff is going on, what it goes on with Naruto, and I think that's where we're going to leave this off, is what happens with Naruto. And that'll actually, that works out perfectly because I had a feeling I wasn't going to be able to get this done in this video. I had a feeling it was going to be next week's, and it looks like that's going to be the case, which is cool. I'm more than happy about that. So Naruto obviously would go. He meets Killer Bee. Killer Bee, they just is a, hey, you got a lot of darkness in you, little bro. And because of the curse mark, I think it is harder for Naruto to do the whole, overcoming your darkness thing. But it's only because his darkness was fed on, or the curse mark fed a little bit of that darkness either way. When it was still the curse mark. At this point, the curse mark is no longer the curse mark. The curse mark is now, we'll call it the sage mark. It just functions differently now. I can see that the shape has changed, maybe. If I were to I'm just going off on a limb here. Because of the sage chakra transforming it, even though it looks like a Sharingan, I don't think it looks like, first off, it doesn't transform like into flames anymore. I can see it more looking like leaves, honestly. Although, it kind of looks like leaves already. It just looks a bit more like leaves, something more natural. And while it's still three marks, it's not Tomai anymore. I could see it being more, honestly, I could see it looking like maybe Itachi's Mangekyo, being more like a Shuriken now, where it doesn't look as evil, and the color has changed as well, where it's no longer black. It's more like a greenish blue or whatever. It looks like a tattoo now. It looks like legitimately like a tattoo. And people's like, oh my God, you got a tattoo, Naruto. Yeah, I'm the edgy rebel. But ultimately, Naruto would overcome his darker side. And that leads us now into the Kurama fight. And because he would still get the seal done, the seal. He would still get, think words, the key to release the seal. However, when he's about to do it, that's when Minato shows up. It's like, what? Minato, come here so I can tear you apart. It's like, that's a little too much there. Yeah, we don't need that. And then they talk. Naruto gut punches him. How old are you now? I'm 16. Wish I could have seen you grow. I can tighten up the seal one more time, but after that, but that's all I have left. Which Naruto sounds like, yeah, that's not why I'm doing this, Dad. It's like, yeah, what? No, it's not. No, I'm here to rein that fox in for good. It's like, really? Huh? To which he hears another voice. It's like, well, it's about time. My God, we've just been. To think you've just been here the whole time. To which they hear the voice and say, and Minato smiles like, so you did. I was wondering if I'd get to see you in here, honey. It's like, what? It's like, oh, Naruto, that's right. You didn't officially meet your mom. It's like, Kushina Uzumaki. It's like, you're my mom. And then he goes and hugs his mom. And it's like, oh, how come she gets a hug? And how come he hit me? Because you're the one who sealed it in, you bastard. Oh, that's so mean. And so they have a family. They sit down and just have a family, just conversation. They laugh and have some moments together. Well, Naruto, because I don't have to seal the seal, we're actually going to be, I might be able to actually help you out a little bit. That's right. That's why I'm here too, honey. It's like, all right. And then just he releases the seal. Let's do this first. I'm going to kill you, brats. And then he just multi-shadow clones with Sangons. He's got the Sage Mode. Kushina's able to use some of the chakra chains. Minato's even able to kind of alter the seal a little bit to give him some edges. And they obviously get into their tug of war, which ultimately leads to Naruto winning. Because he's now not only got the aid of Kushina, he's got the aid of Minato as well in this. So he ultimately gets the Fox Cloak. And then obviously you have the Kasame is alive thing. Guy comes in, kills Kasame ultimately. Well, Kasame kills himself, but defeats Kasame. All that happens. And then Naruto would also be playing with the seal and the Fox's chakra as well, because he knows that the Fox's chakra has kind of melded with the seal as well. There's a weird combination of Fox's chakra, which is compatible with natural chakra, which means that the tail beasts are probably natural chakra to begin with. There's whatever the power of the curse mark was relying on, plus the continuing absorption of Sage chakra, that the natural chakra that the curse mark does, added on to the Kurama. Man, it's going to be a wild ride next video. Hopefully the next video will be the last one in this series, because I am looking forward to getting on to a new Naruto What If. Until then, though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified, and I'll see you later.